The Majeke Sports Premier Tennis Challenge recently took centre stage with the country's best tennis stars battling it out for top honours at Selbourne Park in East London from the 29th of January to the 3rd of February 2021. A generous total pot of 120,000 Rand in prize money and vouchers were up for grabs, with the men's and women's open singles winners each taking home 20,000 Rand apiece.
As you would recall, that this event is one of the biggest events in the country, and it helps, in terms of development. It helps in terms of our athletes, receiving more points for participating within the circuit. It helps in terms of the international exposure. As you would recall, that we've got athletes that are based in Zim who came all the way from US, participating in the international circuit. They are here hosted in the Buffalo City. Starting from 2020 up to 21, it has been a very bad year, not only for KM Sport, however, only for all the event organizers in the country, especially with regards to sports tourism sector, as we were unable to trade, we were unable to position any type of event. We have lost income, we have lost so many events that we are making a living with. When we position this event, a crunch of this budget must also be channeled towards the PPEs, because we need to make sure that we are in compliance in terms of COVID-19 regulations. You ought to make sure that you put charts, you provide, as we are dealing with the youth, some they keep on losing the masks, and we must provide, we must make sure that all critical points that we sanitize the athletes in and out, and also to make sure that we observe those COVID-19 regulations.
We have seen a lot of improvement in that majority of the athletes that participated last year have gone in to participate in higher ranked tournaments. The recent one was in Durban. And the good thing is that from this kind of a tournament, athletes then get additional points, giving them a chance to be nominated and selected in the national squad. So we're quite happy. Even in terms of the numbers of participants, we have seen an improvement. Last year we had a registration of about 130. This year it's 171. Amidst the COVID, the numbers are rising. And I am told, because I only arrived today, I am told that even the level of play has improved from last year.
This Premier Tennis Challenge was contested in 4 age group categories: under 12, 14, 16, and open for boys, girls, men and women. Chanel Simmons, the country's top women's player, was among the top attractions. 2020 champions Alec Beckley, Ngwenya and Untitled also battled it out in East London.
The last time I played was this tournament, this time last year, early January, because we went on lockdown, and for me, I play mostly for Maltese, so I play for a school, for an institution. So with all the COVID regulations, we had to close until further notice. Even now, they don't use the tennis courts. So for me, it was quite a tough time. I went off for 8 months of no tennis. The expectations is to win the tournament. But then again, the entries are also different, so the competition is also different from last year. So I don't know how I'm going to do, but I only hope for the best.
First of all, I think it's great that they're having a tournament like this. It's really nice to start the year. A lot of players and juniors are looking for match practice, and that's exactly what you get here. Obviously, for me, I wouldn't normally play a tournament like this, but with COVID going on, it's a great opportunity for me. There's not a lot of tournaments around. And I have 2 tournaments coming up, big tournaments, so this is great for match preparation and to get used to the conditions in South Africa.
After this tournament, KM Sports, in partnership with the Department of Sports Recreation in the province, gives them tools to then go and practice, because you must understand that tennis is one of the expensive sports. We give them balls, we give them rackets, so that they can continuously practice and improve their game.
The organisers pride themselves in being able to showcase the up-and-coming development tennis players in this tournament that showcases their talent and overall competitiveness.
I have 15 players here, all of them they're coming from PE, in the location from PE. And they are all promising players that, are coming directly from the grassroots. And they are not interested to stay there on the grassroots. They want to mix with the top players in South Africa, which is why we are here. Oluhle is a 12-year boy from Port Elizabeth. He just turned 12, as I said, because now he started under 14. Very hard-working boy, ambitious to maybe one day make it pro. As we all know, with tennis, it's not easy to make it pro, so you can't really put all your eggs in one basket, but he is working very hard to look into that direction. We were last month in Cape Town for a Super 8 there, tournament of this nature. Also after that, just a week ago, we were in PE. There was a Super 8 also taking place there, and we are here now for this KM Sport Challenge. All these tournaments are tournaments that really make a player that wants to go further and play and compete internationally. They have to fight here. So Oluhle is one of those boys that is raising his hands and say, I would like to be one of the best guys, and he is promising.
Last time I lost in the first round, and this time I lost in the quarterfinals. I played great, and my opponent was a good player, but I couldn't attack well, and I couldn't change the attack to the defense.
In order for a player to grow, they have to be in an environment that enables that to happen. So at this stage, we are looking for any environment that can enable him to grow and put him at the level where he wishes and where he's supposed to be, because he is a talented boy. He can get to the top. He just needs that environment that can take him all the way.
I've got 13 registered TSA players, but you understand the problem that we face in the township. The parents are unemployed, the level of poverty, but the kids are talented, and the kids love the tennis. To the South Africans, people who are patriotic about their country, they should strive to make big contribution to disadvantaged kids. It must not only be a lip service or a language of politicians. All right, people, they must live it and give opportunities to disadvantaged kids and give support. My agenda for them to play this tournament, number one, is the rankings. All right, for them to get the rankings, they have to get points. Where do we get points? They get points by touring. That's number one. All right. Secondly, I would love them to get more improvement in their game. And I'm also fortunate, one of my kids, he has got an opportunity to go and study this year in a former white school in Port Elizabeth. There's nothing else, it's tennis that created opportunity for her to go there.
I like this tournament. It has nice competition for me because I like competition. I want to win this tournament to make myself and my mum and dad proud.
Well, it's my first time coming to East London and playing the first tournament in East London. Yes. Well, the tournament, this game that I played, it was a bit tough, but I still went through it.
This is my first time playing this tournament here, but yeah, it was a great experience playing someone as Benjamin Locke. So yeah, it's a lot I can take from this match.
Top seed Delian Kleinans and second seed Benjamin Locke won the women's and men's singles titles respectively on the final day, the 120,000 Rand KM Sports Premier Challenge at Selbourne Park Tennis Club in East London. The overall winners at the KM Sports Premier Tennis Championship saw under 12's Khulumani Kakana beat Henk van der Post 6-2, 6-1. In the under 14 boys category, Nhlakanipho Ngwenya beat Fourier Vermeulen 6-4, 6-3. Gareth Ingerson of the Western Cape took the under 16 title, beating Cornel Lindenberg 6-4, 6-3. The open category saw Benjamin Locke take the title from Dylan Smith, the final score 6-2, 1-6, 7-5. In the girls' results, the under 12 title went to Milan Swanepoel, beating Julia Cockett 6-love, 6-love. Nhlakanipho took the title in the under-14 category, beating Abigail Vossler 6-3, 6-1. In the under-16 category, Donna LaRue beat the number 1 seed Caitlin Ramdith 6-4, 6-1. And in the open category, Delian Kleinans from the Free State took the title ahead of Heike Jens van Rensburg. The final score 3-6, 6-4 and 6-4.
When we positioned this event for the first time, in terms of hospitality, even Tennis South Africa were able to say, you know, this event moves from nowhere to be right there on top in terms of the manner that it has been positioned. So I would say we intend to surprise and make sure that our guests, starting from athletes, parents, you know everybody, partners, we improve, you know, from the manner that we have positioned the event, so that the event can grow up to, so that it can compete with some of the best events in the world.
It was a tough match. I tried my best, but she was just the best player today. The weather is amazing, but there was some wind, so you always need to adjust your game in the wind, so it was tough.
Yeah, it was a good match. I didn't start off well. I lost the first set, but I'm happy to have pulled it through, and Heike is a very tough player. It was a really tough match.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, it's the first finals I've been in a lot of tournaments, and the first tournament I've won in a long time, so I'm feeling very good right now.
Yeah, I mean, this was my first tournament in a year, so I was really just looking for some good matches, and I definitely got that. So yeah, the competition was really good, and I mean, I tried my best. Yeah. Yeah, the conditions were really tough with the wind. I mean, I just tried to run for every ball and, you know, do what I can to the best of my ability. My opponent probably did a bit better than me today, but yeah, it was a good match and I enjoyed it.
For me, the tournament was very good, taking into consideration that I was off for almost a year. The last time I played was this tournament last year. I had a very tough quarterfinals match against Lente. I think she came third. So I feel like it was a good match for me. I'm looking forward to playing more matches and tournaments after this.
Yeah, it was nice to get some matches in. I think they did a good job with organizing the tournament. But no, today was not the greatest day to play tennis. It was incredibly windy, and yeah, it was very difficult to try and play any sort of, you know, good tennis. And yeah, you just have to try and fight through in these conditions because it's almost impossible to play the way you want to.
The positive side, you know, as compared to last year, we had about 130 athletes. This year we passed 170, which is a good milestone. And again, we were able to get, you know, a former Zimbabwean who's based in US, Benjamin Locke, who came down all the way and take, you know, the winnings. And yeah, I would say again, in terms of performance, you know, as well as with the standard of athletes who were here, it was quite good.
This tournament was made possible by Came Sports, the Eastern Cape Department of Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation, Buffalo City Metro Municipality, and the Premier Hotel Group together with their sponsors. The Sports Trust is proud to have been associated with this event, which continues to make a significant impact in the lives of these future sportsmen and women.